Oh look, we're overcumbered. Well, do you have any food? I'll take your food. I'm sure there's something in here I don't need. Like all of those. And those. Gotta at least take the mugs. I haven't woken up Muggy yet, but I have a big pile of mugs sitting in front of him, waiting to surprise him when he awakens. I don't know if anybody in the chat other than DJ Shitshow, I know you watch it, if any of you watch Metalocalypse, every time I hear the word awaken, I hear the song start playing in the back of my head. If you guys don't know the song I'm talking about, that's okay. It's not that big of a deal. But if you do know, you win the special knowledge prize. It is a prize of pride. I have no prize to offer you. Yes, that is precisely what I was just lecturing everyone on for the last few minutes. There, DJ Shitshow, teaching everyone the knowledge about the Khajiit and the moon phases. There's actually a kind of Khajiit that looks more like 90% Elfie, and like a little teeny bit Khajiit, which is a really interesting race that, like, it's not an option to be any of the other than, like, the standard... I can't remember what the name for them is, but you only get one option for ESO of the bajillions of options of Khajiit you could be. Which is disappointing, because I'd kind of rather be one of the ones that looks more elfy, but has, like, the ears and stuff, because they look like aliens. And I like it. Oh, sweet, we have other people here who watch Metalocalypse. Good on you. That's an interesting point. I hadn't really given that much thought that Khajiit parents would be like waiting for a specific phase of the moon and they're like, now, you have to have the baby now. Do it. I don't know if they, like, care that much about choosing what kind of Khajiit they would have. The Khajiit are fairly proud. I'm sure they're probably like, whatever. The moon will tell me and I'll get what I get. Has to be the skooma. All good shows. I haven't really seen a lot of home movies, but Metalocalypse, Bob's Burgers, etc. Good show. Yeah, Brennan Small actually, yeah, he's all of He's the entire band of Metalocalypse. And he also put out music as himself, not as Death Clock. So, if you haven't checked any of that out, you should do that. It's pretty good. Should get promoted to Brendan Fig. Yeah. No, I totally agree. Brennan Small is pretty cool. Ah, huge fan, then I assume you've checked out his other music that isn't Metalocalypse. So... oh, what band was it? Cannibal Corpse. Last year I saw Cannibal Corpse. And somewhere in the middle of the show, I can't remember what prompted it, if it was one of their birthdays, maybe it was Corpse Grinder's birthday. But anyways, middle of the show, he stops and he says to the crowd something about how he's gonna give them the most metal birthday gift he could give anyone. And if you've seen Metalocalypse, you probably know the answer. Most of the people in that crowd didn't know the answer. And I was so sad at them. There was like 6 other people who yelled, "Nothing!" And no one else got it. And I was so disappointed in them as a group. Did you just accuse me of saying a boot? I have heard from other people that, like, Canadians have a really easy to pick up accent, and then they tell me how things I'm saying sound to them, and they don't sound at all like what I think I'm saying. So, like, I don't know, man, accents are wild. I can't remember if I've searched upstairs here or not, but I know I'm overcumbered. Pop upstairs, see if there's any, like, files or anything to find. Money doesn't weigh anything. Caps, those weigh nothing as well. You know, I've never actually heard anyone use the word hoser unironically. Like, not pretending to make fun of Canadians. I don't think I've ever heard anyone use that. It's really just, the Mackenzies did us a disservice. Led the world to believe that that's how we refer to things. But, like, have you guys ever heard the song Out for a Rip? It came out a few years ago. It was just like a YouTube video, and then it got really famous. If you guys have ever heard the song and seen the video for Out for a Rip, that's pretty much Canada. Or at least it's Saskatchewan. No, no. Our Mounties are all hanging out at Timmy's, first of all. I just skipped backwards a little bit because I missed some things. I do actually know a lot of people who use a lot. It's not like, what are you doing, A? It's not an end of the sentence thing, but I do hear it. Okay, so the oops, sorry, just gonna scooch past you there. I probably say that on a regular basis. That's not a stereotype, that's pretty common. Also, I don't know if people in other places do this, but when Canadians bump into things, especially other people, they go, whoop. Every time. Guaranteed. Unless they're dicks. Because that's pretty much the Canadian, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, but it's really fast. It's like, whoop. I've heard people call it the Canadian mating call. Is mope not a thing they say other places? I don't know. Like moping around? That's the kind of mope you mean? You had shoes in your holes? Oh no! That sounds like it would make it really difficult to walk. I guess it would depend which holes. We do drink out of cups. Often our cups say Tim Hortons on them. Huh, so maybe the oop thing, it's catching on. We're spreading. We're coming for you. Whoopa, you like to break shit? See, there are places in Canada where, like out on the coast, where I could have a conversation with someone And 90% of the words that they say mean nothing to me. Like, they might as well be speaking French. And then there's Quebec. French Canadian is a whole other language that is not the French you learn in school, first of all. In Canada, you have to learn French for a little while, but you learn France French, which doesn't even help you in Canada. It's all bullshit. I hated learning French. I forgot what I was talking about because I got so upset about French. Oh yeah, but there's certain places in Canada where like if you're talking to somebody from there and then you were to assume that everyone in Canada talks that way, you would think we were crazy. Like like stereotypical Minnesota, but way harder to understand with words that just sound made up. That's talking to people from the coast. Precisely. See, you call it a mumble. Other people call that a southern drawl, which I think a lot of people find more pleasant than the Canadian accent. Which, I mean, that really depends on what you consider the Canadian accent. Because no country has only one accent. Some people can tell what part of France someone is from just by their accent. It works the same with most countries, as far as I know. But I know we have some words that like overlap weird. I don't know if it's the same for you guys in like every state, but here in Canada, if you have one of the little sizes of liquor, you know, the small size bottle, we call that a Mickey. I've been informed on several occasions that in the States, Mickey is what they call a roofie. So, there you go. Fun fact for you. Don't get those two things confused. Careful what you're asking for. Okay. See, I've always wondered what a fifth was as a measurement of alcohol. Because I hear it. I hear it in a lot of music. It especially comes up a lot in Hollywood Undead songs. But I never quite understood how much liquor that was. A handle? I've never even heard that one. Wild. I don't know if I'd want a Mickey of Molson. I don't know how well carbonated that would be. Saying roofie will never get you liquor. If you want to take a chance, roll the dice, you have to ask for a Mickey. If you ask for a roofie, you're really only going to get one thing. Well, You will get one of three things. You will get a roofie, you will get arrested, or you will get a black eye. I feel like those are probably the options. You're Americans, you don't measure stuff. You just don't measure stuff by most other people's standards. It's okay, someday you'll learn. So it's called a handle because you grab it by the nozzle? I feel like more often than not a 2.6 has a longer neck on it. Because they're usually, apparently I can't make a square, but they're like a rectangle with a cap. Hmm, interesting. Americans measure stuff using other stuff. I totally do that too. I cannot tell you how many times I've measured something relatively by how many of me it is. I'm like trying to measure a room and I'm like, it's approximately 4.5 of me. So that's how long we'll make it, kind of thing. I measure things by my approximate size more often than I should. Freedom units. How many freedom fries tall? I was actually pretty good at math. I used to really like math. I kind of got over that. Faster than a tweaker in Walmart. That sounds pretty fast. I mean, I don't know if your tweakers are faster than the ones we make down here, but I bet they go pretty fast. Probably depends on what they're on. Hmm, yes, yes, I see. I see what you mean. Well, I think people do that everywhere. Like, I lived in a small town, and I knew a lot of people that lived in a sort of just out of town capacity where there's not like road signs or anything to get you to where you need to be. So instructions to get places would be like turn left just outside town. make a right turn at the horses. Turn left again when you get to, like, the rusty tractor, and then turn right at the place where we saw the thing that one time. Like, these are the kind of instructions you get to go places out in the boonies. Just over yonder there, you know, past the cow, turn right at the wheat. There are road signs some places. Well, I mean, if you're trying to get somewhere in Canada and you've gone past the old Mormon fort, there's a really good chance you've gone too far. Like like a country too far. Much mentat. We'll take those. Okay. Well, if the cow moves, it'll probably be back. I don't know. Choose a cow made of steel. Like, you'd be surprised. There was this one turn that led to my friend's house, and there was literally always these two horses standing in that corner, somewhere in the vicinity of that corner. It was like they didn't ever move, but they were living horses that had a whole pasture, but they were always there. Mind-boggling. They made a great landmark because they were always there. The Mormons are coming! The Mormons are coming! Did you guys see the Book of Mormon? I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard all the songs. It's a really, really interesting play. If you don't know what it is, the Book of Mormon is a musical created by the creators of South Park. And it is absolutely wild. Yeah, Matt and Trey. Um, one of them is a Mormon, I think. Which is why that kept coming into play in South Park and why they wrote the play for the Book of Mormon. What am I doing? I keep forgetting what I'm doing. I am uncumbered. What was that last thing that I found? It's that holotape. I can't remember now. Is this what I found? Science skill book. Now... Jeez, I'm taking so long to do this, I'm forgetting where I've been. Have I been in here yet? Looks pretty cleaned out. I think I've been in here. Well, there's stuff in the mailbox, so we'll run up and check if we have any holotapes to grab from in here. Ah, there. Speech skill. So, this is clearly Dolla's house. Camera, teddy bears, weird funhouse mirrors, mannequins. Yep, this place screams Dr. Dalla. I think that's everything we need to grab for now, at least. We'll come back through and take the rest of the stuff later. Nothing in the fridge. Nothing in there. Nothing in there. Alright, so quick note on the horse folk. If you guys watch Family Guy, you may be aware that horses are bad people. I don't necessarily subscribe to that opinion, but it was presented quite strongly. You might be right. Honestly, I can't remember. I can't remember which one of them it is. But I'm fairly certain one of them is a Mormon. And I think that's how they got away with doing that play. Am I blonde? No. I mean, sometimes this part of my hair is blonde, but only for like an hour. Um, I had thought potentially that Dala was like short for mandala, like the artwork with all the circles. That's the closest I got. It's my best guess. I can see that it's lagging again, and I don't know why. Well, I might have to restart the game at some point if it keeps being particularly bad. What if the horse was a broom all along? I don't know if she's only there for innuendo. She is the one who oversees the removal of your brain. But I mean, I don't know. I still think the mandala thing might tie into that. You're not really a broom, you're a chair. But you're not really a chair, you're a floor. I'm on a horse. Yeah, the whole chef Scientology thing. That was unfortunate. Hmm. I hadn't really considered amygdala. That's that's also an interesting point. Yeah. Tom Cruise locked in the closet. Yeah. That didn't go over well. I remember that. Well, Delirium, I can see how you might be confused because there's kind of three different tangents of conversation happening that are conjoining right now. I imagine it's a little bit difficult to follow. Yeah, see, I always thought that Mandala was probably the most fitting. I think I probably just want to get out of here now. Got distracted and ran into a wall. Whoops. I mean, it's been a pretty interesting conversation today. And I haven't really been doing that much of actual gameplay. So keeping an eye on the chat's probably been a lot more exciting than waiting for me to play something. Excuse me. Oh no. Now there's people. But I want to fast travel and I can't carry your stuff. Stop that. Like how you can just chop their weapon out of their hands and they're like, oh no, run away. Yeah. If we're going back to the sink, we can just use the auto dock. Gotta love allergy season. Woo woo. Don't even go outside enough to like catch a cold or anything. I used to work with kids, so I got all the colds every time they went around. But now I like never have to leave the house. I'm never sick. And I still have to deal with allergies, and I'm like, why? Can't allergies be canceled this year too? We canceled everything else. We can't cancel allergies? Ooh, that's a lot of cheering thingies. Cool, thank you. That is true. That is how you pronounce it if you were to like say the letters empty. Also, you know, it used to be a mountain until they blew it up, so it was big and now it's empty.
Three angry death claws.
Least favorite
make for
weapon.
A lot of reconstructive
Knife.
surgery.
You don't like the thermic lance? I don't hate it. I don't really like most of the things you have to hold in your hand until you get to the proton axe. I don't hate the super sledge or the proton axe. And the X2 antenna is also pretty decent. That's another thing you pick up here. I have it stored right now.
Might Sir care for an aperitif?
But other than that, I hate pretty much all the weapons you have to hold in your hand. But, I mean, probably my least favorite of all of them is either the pool stick or the, fucking throwing spears. I hate throwing spears. They're heavy, they're slow, and they do pretty low damage considering how much time it takes to throw one at something. Like, if it was a throwing spear or a knife, I'd probably use the spears. But I hate them pretty equally. So I need to make some room in
Might
my
I be of
pockets.
service, sir?
Yeah, if you only use ones that are modded, then, I mean, I'm sure you're pretty satisfied with your weapon. Eh. I don't think I need to do any
Might I be of
things
service,
right
sir?
now. I keep these not for fighting, but for display purposes. I'll show you why in a moment. It's a lot of cowboy hats. Explosions plus 10. I didn't know that his glasses boosted your explosive skill. That's fun to know. Bunch of stuff in here that needs to be out of here into various locations. It seems like it's probably going to be useful eventually. Now we can dump more stuff in here. Oh, I missed a bunch of stuff. Everything that wasn't a fat man seemed horrible. I like that unicorn emote. Is that supposed to be Twilight and Spike? Is that Twilight Sparkle? Where'd you get the pony emotes? I don't think you're supposed to drink bones. I think you're supposed to grind them to make your bread. Isn't that how that goes? Interesting. I'm pretty sure those are My Little Pony emotes. Or My Little Pony based emotes. Well, thanks for sticking around, Scuba Steve. Hopefully you're still around long enough to hear the goodbye portion. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you coming in and popping into the chat for a while. Okay, distractions. And we haven't actually unlocked this guy yet, but we're just gonna leave his toaster here for him. There. As you can see, I have a big mess of stuff all over the floor that will eventually serve purpose. Eventually.
You've been working.
I still don't think I have any of this stuff figured out. But that's okay. I really haven't accomplished much at all yet today. And it's been over an hour. Well, I'm glad that you guys are enjoying sitting here and chatting and me not actually doing a lot of playing. I keep trying to sign up for Twitch Prime so that I could try and do those like watch party things. Because then it's basically just a stream where you sit and talk and watch TV. Which sounds great to me, but every time I try to sign up for Twitch Prime, it takes me through a bunch of links and I get to the part where I actually like finish my sign up. And every time it's like, this page is pretend. And then I can't complete my actual sign up, so I can't get Twitch Prime. And you have to have it in order to stream the watch parties. I know, right? There's a talking sink in the sink which talks to you. Very meta. Let that sink in. That is good wordplay. I like it. Pun, 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 pun. We've got some books we could make at some point. Do we have any more upgrades? Well, let's see. I think we have this guy we could talk to. Wake him up.
Yeah, dig that sweet music. Damn, it's good to be back online.
Alright, well, have a good sleep. Thanks for popping in there, Delirium, and I hope you'll pop back into the chat some other time. I have Discord. We have a deal set up. I forgot to post anything about it, but we came up with a plan the other day in chat that we're setting a goal so that when I hit 100 followers, we're gonna set up a Discord. So that's something to look forward to soon, but we're not quite there yet. So good night. Thanks for joining. And anybody who's on their way out, have a great evening, or whatever time of day it is for you. And for everyone who's still here, sticking around, thank you for being here.
Dig, I'm a acoustical wizard, kid. Old Doc Mo used me to prototype his sonic weapon designs. Get me a good sample base to work from, and I can whip up a wave that makes Jericho look like a kazoo.
Do you have to have Amazon Prime to watch a watch party? I think only I have to have it for you to participate in the watch party. But it's new. I haven't fully figured that out yet. I thought if I had it, then I could, like, provide a show to you guys as long as it was on the stream. I could be wrong about that. Well, I'm glad you're invested. That's good. Some of you guys have been around for, like, most of the time that I've been streaming, and that's pretty cool. I appreciate that you are not sick of me yet.
Got yourself a sonic emitter, don't you? Thought so. Bring that old thing on in here and bring me some sound samples and I'll make that baby sing. Or scream, if that's what you want.
Oh, well that's less exciting then. I thought only I had to have the Prime account, and then everybody could watch with me. That's lame. Well, that's a pretty low priority then, now. Because I don't want you guys to feel like you have to go subscribe to Amazon Prime to come watch stuff. Especially for the people that are already paying to subscribe to my channel, which I really appreciate. I don't want to ask you to go spend more money just to watch other stuff.
Right on, baby. Just plug it in and I'll mix you up a sweet, sweet sound.
It's actually sort of disappointing. Sad face. I don't need to recalibrate right now.
Get
Still don't think we have any of these files. Nope. What do we have going on now? That's right, we were taking the bowl back to the doctor. Here in the think tank. Okay. One of the classes that I'm doing online, they use video examples from Vimeo sometimes. I've never really used it. So I'll have to look into that. So if it's a free platform, then if I stream it, that shouldn't be an issue. That's the concept? I can't actually host on multiple platforms from Streamlabs unless I pay to, like, get an upgraded subscription from them, unfortunately, which is why I don't actually stream my content to any different channels right now. I had been working on getting set up so that I could stream right to YouTube, and yeah, I found out that I have to pay, like, it's only like $12 a month or something, but I really don't want to give them $12 a month right now. just for the privilege of streaming on multiple platforms. Yeah, I have to look into Patreon as something that I could potentially set up. I know a lot of like artists and creatives talk on YouTube about how they have Patreon, and I don't fully understand like if I have to offer something or if it's just people like donate money. I assume they have to know what it is they're donating money for, so there has to be like a goal of some kind. But yeah, I could probably look into that. Going over here.
The lobotomite returns! What insidious plan can it have brewing in its horrid mind? What commie anti-American propaganda will it spew? What? Why, yes, it is. I used to leave it outside his doghouse, chock full of chems, before the cybernetic modifications, of course. And no matter how chemmed the food, he would always eat it, and his tail would wag, even while you know, I'm having the most perplexing feeling squiggling through my biogel. I can't quite pin it down.
Yeah, I need to find like some instructions on, not really instructions, but like tips from other streamers online on how to properly do raids on other channels, like how to, I don't know, how you should go about doing things. What am I trying to say? Like how to do it so that it's the best received, how people like raids to be done. I could look into GoFundMe. Is that still a thing? I've never really looked into those sort of crowdfunding platforms. I know my friend, when she was working on her documentary film, had a campaign on Indiegogo, which supports like indie artists and small groups like that. I know certain platforms are better for certain types of content, so I have to do some research. I think probably Patreon is the best one for me, but I have to look into it and see like what other streamers would recommend. 'Cause I know certain platforms, different types of things are better received. Yeah, that's also a good point. And I had had a streamer recommended to me, I think possibly by you, at one point, that I should raid. And on that day I had not figured out how to raid another channel yet. But then I found in the stream manager, I think, how to set up the raids. And I've established that I have to do it before I end the stream. But I might try and find a couple streamers who kind of are usually on at about the time that I'm jumping off, so that I have some people I can send you guys to check out and raid at the end of my streams. I need to do some research on that, figure out who streams what types of, or what times of day. because, like, you can't raid a channel that's not streaming. Subscribestar is one I haven't even heard of. I'm gonna write that down. Subscribestar. Come on, little pencil. There we go. Subscribestar. Okay, I jotted down a few of them. I will definitely check those out. I feel so weird, like, asking for money. I was raised by, well, my stepdad was, like, an investment type banker for a while. He worked with, like, agricultural investment, so, like, farmers that need loans and stuff. And he was very set on, like, you get what you get, and if you can't afford it, you haven't earned it yet kind of thing, like a you work for it or you don't get it sort of attitude. And I've kind of rolled with that for so long. I've never really looked into any of these, like, support options for donations and stuff like that. So I need to do some learning. Like, if this is something that you guys are suggesting and you're open to it, then obviously it's something other people would be open to. So I don't know. Yeah. I'm sure everyone feels weird about it at first, being like, hey, you should give me some money, help me out. I feel like I'm like, please sir, can I have some more? But that's also kind of where I'm at financially, so I mean, now's the time, if ever was the time.
Why, yes. Gabe. No matter how awful my day had been, he was always waiting there. How odd. My gel is decoagulating. And when I would talk to him about Betsy, and how Marcus would beat on me and call me Smarty's sissy pants, he'd just sit there, head on my knee, and... If you don't mind, I'll take that bowl. Just need to remove it. Put it away, somewhere out of radar range. For some reason, its similarity to the crater shape of Big Mountain is starting to fill up all available cognitive spaces. That, combined with my own overwhelming feeling of having done something terrible, the two are hitting me with unexpected force.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. Like, I'm not saying anybody needs to give me any money. Not that I don't especially appreciate it. Also, thank you for those cheering bits. Twitch is a pretty cool community. I do really like that about it. I feel like it has a way bigger community aspect than even like more so than Facebook has. I feel like the community aspect of Facebook is pretty dead. It's very business oriented, and Facebook is doing some pretty sketchy stuff right now, so I'm not really using Facebook right now. But I'm really enjoying Twitch, and I actually really like Twitter as well. I just recently joined Twitter, but I'm enjoying it. I had resisted it for a long time. I'm really not that social media-y, but it was my job, so I had to learn a little bit about it, and it is kind of interesting. Yeah, that's a good point. I guess if you have like an actual goal that you're working towards, that's it's better than just being like an open-ended donation to me for nothing specific. Having something you're actually contributing towards, I'm sure, is more appealing to people. Yeah, that's true. And like before COVID, I wasn't overly social. I went to work functions because I worked for an author and an artist, so I went to like book events and gallery openings and stuff. But other than that, I didn't really go places or do stuff other than going to concerts when I could afford it. So I've been like so much more social and met so many more people since I started streaming than I ever did in real life. I'm so bad at meeting people in real life because I'm like, I don't know. When I get too close to real people and I'm not in a work setting, I like shut down into my little anxiety bubble. But when I'm somewhere for the purposes of being there, like as an employee or somewhere where I'm representing myself as part of a job, I don't feel that way, which is so weird. I don't really know why. I always just kind of attributed it to being a really driven employee. So just like my brain switches off that like I don't want to do it and switches into like work mode, like this is happening, you're doing it. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. I like that. I really appreciate you guys feeling invested in the channel and yeah. Yeah. I like having you guys around. It's pretty cool having like a little posse of people to talk to every day that I'm streaming.
As odd as it is, I believe that is the conclusion. And I wonder why it didn't hit me before, until I saw that memory in your hands. This sensation is unpleasant. I don't care for it. I don't care for this place either. And I feel as if we've forgotten something. Still, it is no matter. Crush the feeling down. Crush it down. Push it into the loop. Yes, forgotten. Almost. Yes? I do not need to remember anymore. Not today.
So I'm just gonna point out that it's kind of funny that those emotes you just put in there are boars. And we're talking to Dr. Boros. Just thought I'd put that out there. Okay, so now we're done with him. I think if we have a quick conversation, we should be able to finish off this one. So we just needed a tiny little boost in our science or something, and I think we got it.
Great. Psychology. Clearly the worst of the sciences, right after colostodiuretics. Okay, so my name is an O. Never was. It was circular, a single character, digit, but not O. But even with enhanced sensors, no one here could get it right. Always kept seeing the letter, not the number.
Yeah, you're right, that does fit. And it does seem like they consciously choose to forget a lot of things. Oh, it was my intelligence I needed to boost. Damn. Should have gone with that one instead of luck, apparently. Well, spoiler alert. His name isn't O. It's 0. But I can't tell him I know that, apparently, because my intelligence is not quite high enough. I don't think this will present me with anything new, but it might finish off this quest.
Did you retrieve the technologies yet? We need them, as I have indicated. Oh, yes, the last visitor. Well, the one just before you. Had an interesting name from some language that's almost impossible to speak. What did we speak about? Melancholy fellow. Had questions about history, but our conversation got interrupted. Twice, I believe. Once when the trains got derailed, and then a second time. Oddly enough, now that I'm accessing my databanks, I don't recall what the second time was. Mobius's incessant transmissions keep distracting me. Also, we didn't brain scrub the visitor. He may have left with some knowledge he shouldn't have. I believe, maybe. Oh well, I'm sure it's of no consequence. I don't make many mistakes in calculation or perception, so probability favors me.
New Vegas with a touch of Mistress. I can dig it. Could use that as a tagline. Where do we want to go now? I don't think I can finish that one until I actually get into the zone that is forbidden. So I guess we're doing this one. Why don't I have the quest to go get the pieces from Muggy? Etc., etc.